what's up, everybody? This is Phil George. Just stopping through for a minute, and I just want to explain why I made the title called "Get Rid of That Poverty Mouth." It's basically poverty mouth is think of somebody that you know who's constantly complaining all the time about the job. They're complaining about not getting paid enough. They're complaining about the economy, the government. It's that quote unquote water cooler talk. They talk about people on the job, how much they hate their job, how much they hate their bosses, how much they hate their coworkers. The same people who stand around that water cooler and spread rumors and talk about other people and things of that nature. That to me is considered poverty talk. Why do I call it poverty talk? Very simple, because I just explained it. Anything that manifests in your mind that you think about and that you start to feel and start to live, it comes out of your mouth, becomes your reality, plain and simple. I'm going to give you an example because I used to live that same life. Back when I was driving a bus, all the bus drivers would be sitting in the depot and would be eating lunch, and then, it takes one person to start talking about something negative that happened at the job. Then we all start coming in with our own stories. We complain about passengers. Not all of them. Most passengers are good. Some passengers who don't want to pay their fare. We complain about the bus schedule, how we're late all the time, how we're rushing up and down the line. We complain about our fellow co-workers. We complain about management. We complain about the buses we drive. We complain about how much we get paid. How much, what management is not doing, what TA is not doing. We even go as far as complaining about the union, who are probably doing the best that they know how to keep what we have afloat. So we constantly get together, and it happens every single day. So one day, one of the union officials, stood on the side and heard us. And he came up and he said, "Let me ask you something. Let me tell y'all something. You talk about how much you hate this job and how much, you want better for your life. But, you complain every day. Well, if you hate this job so much, then guess what? Do something about it. Get up and go out there and do something about it instead of complaining every day." And you know what? He was right. Because all that time we complaining and all that negative energy we start feeding, that's basically going to become our reality. Because we're not thinking about what can we do to change the situation. We're thinking about outside sources, and we expect those same sources outside of us to change our life, and that's not going to happen. Because your bosses will never pay you what you figure you deserve. The economy's not going to change. The government's going to do what they're going to do. Only thing you can do is do what you can do within yourself to make that change. So once I heard that, it made a lot of sense to me, and it quieted me down. At that point, I really started looking for opportunities, but I didn't know where to look. So I just went out there and just talked to people, started meeting people, and my life started to change. My attitude started to change also, because not only was I looking for opportunities to better my financial situation, but the people who I started surrounding myself with introduced me to personal development, books, and audios, which helps to undo all that negativity in everything that we've known growing up about working a job and all that negativity that we've been involved in. And it just really changed the way I thought. So now, as time went on, I started to separate myself from those same people. I would sit in my car for lunch and eat lunch by myself and listen to an audio. Or I'll sit on away from the cafeteria. I wasn't really even in the cafeteria no more, because although there were good people, the things that they were talking about, the environment that I was surrounded in wasn't viable for me, and it wasn't going to take me to the next level. So, identify the things that are holding you back. Don't worry about the outside elements, because you can't control that. But what you can control is what you do to get out of that environment and uplift yourself. Look at it look at it from this standpoint. If you know someone who's addicted to something, anything, and then now they're recovering from that addiction, they're not going to surround themselves by that same or put themselves in that same environment they were. They're going to put themselves in a positive environment around positive people who are also trying to get away from that and trying to live a better life. Whether, it doesn't matter if it's addiction, any type of drugs, spiritual, mental. In this case, I'm speaking financial. So it can happen in all phases of your life. Because again, once you put positive things into your mind, you start speaking different. Now, I can't control how much money you're going to make, or I can't even guarantee what your financial success will be. But one thing that I can guarantee is when you start feeding your mind with positive things, surround yourself around positive people, I can guarantee you this, that your life will start to change and you will notice it. And you'll never go back to being surrounded by people who talk that poverty mouth or have that poverty mentality or that quote-unquote water cooler mentality. So I hope these words that I'm telling you will make some sense to you and that you'll take it upon yourself to start making that change. Until the next time, I'll see you later.